I am so tired of seeing knee-jerk reactions to the leaked patch notes, the 5v5 vs 6v6 debate. Just stop! The patch notes, assuming they are real, are simply too big for us to have a clear picture of what is gonna happen in the game. Look, I understand that Blizzard doesn't deserve our trust due to their track record, but at least now they're trying something different than what has clearly failed during all of these years. The balance of the game has been playing around with damage numbers and healing values for a while, but the problem is that it's either too volatile or just nothing ever dies. Playing around with HP pools has some serious merit to it, and it could fix a lot of the complaints that we have. First, let's address burst damage. Characters having more health directly nerfs burst damage and kind of evens the playing field between burst damage and consistent damage, as well as making the game less volatile due to giving players more time to react to threats. This change alone would create a massive healing problem in the game, which is why we are also introducing a DPS passive to reduce healing to targets damaged by the DPS role, which also ends up helping the DPS feel like a more impactful role, which is something that we have been struggling with for a while. Supports have simply been better duelists with also better utility and access to healing, which DPS basically don't have, for a long time. So this gives the DPS role more identity. And speaking of DPS versus support, the extra health that the characters are receiving is not the same for every character. In fact, supports are the ones that benefit the least from it. Think of it like this. A character going from 200 to 250 HP is a much bigger deal than a character that effectively has 600 HP going to 650 HP. See where I'm going with this? Add a new passive into the mix, and suddenly DPS aren't at such a big disadvantage versus supports in duels anymore. And it's not like this comes at the cost of nerfing supports and making them unfun to play. Obviously we could enter a whole debate of like, supports don't have to be OP to be fun, but Blizzard has been missing the mark on making fun characters on the support side without making them feel absolutely oppressive to play against. The theory sounds great and all, but it's still just theory. We still just have to wait and see for Season 9 to come out and then play it and then give feedback to the devs for the devs to be able to fine-tune these ideas. And here is the really important part. If we go into Season 9 with this knee-jerk reaction, with this inherent bias against what the devs are trying to do, we're probably not going to be able to give them good enough feedback for them to fine-tune this system. And this system has some serious potential, so ideally we should go into Season 9 with a clear head, open to what the devs are trying, give them proper feedback so that we hopefully can make a better game from it. Complaining for the sake of complaining simply doesn't help at all, so just stop doing it. 5v5 vs 6v6 is a great example. Honestly, I don't care which one of those we end up using in the game. The only thing that really matters is, can the devs properly balance that system? This is why this debate is so pointless. Instead of wasting time talking about things that won't really change, why don't we focus our effort on giving good feedback and trying to make what we currently have actually good? And on this community note, we also have a lot of work to do on our side. It's not just Blizzard that has to get better. For example, even higher ranks are just filled with toxicity nowadays, to the point where people just don't join voice chat and come anymore. It's just everyone plays their own game. We can do better than that. But yeah, that's what I wanted to cover in this video. Let me know what you think of it in the comments, and please, let's have an unbiased, open-minded conversation down there.